Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to see you here tonight because I'm really looking forward to presenting to you this very, very important topic called Prosper for a Lifetime. And I want to welcome those of you who show up on time. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you turning up on time punctually. And I want to encourage you throughout today's presentation. You're going to have probably quite a number of questions that you want to ask me. I want to encourage you just write down those your questions that you have on mind, and later on, I'm going to set aside some time for you to ask me those questions, all right? And kind of taking it really casually today, I'll be sharing with you my journey of an investor that spanned across 22 years of my career investing in the US stock market. So today, I'm really excited to share with you my passion. Now, with that in mind, I want to welcome those of you who turned up today. And straight off, I want to jump over to my slides right here. And this topic is called Prosper for a Lifetime. Wow, wow, wow. And this is such a big topic, you see. I want to make sure you truly understand where I'm going to take you through in this journey. And more importantly, along the way, by the way, you're going to have kind of, as I share, you're going to have kind of a deja vu feeling. Oh my gosh, teacher is talking about this part of his life kind of resonate with me. Or, oh gosh, teacher is sharing about this part of his life is something that I'm really looking forward to. I can learn perhaps from his life experiences. So I want to encourage you, take it really with a heart of a student and just keep an open mind. And I welcome your feedback at the end of the presentation. And I also welcome your questions. I will be going in to address each of them one by one. Okay, so without further ado, this is really a powerful slide of its own because it contains the master planning of what I do in the marketplace. All right, so a few things for you to take note of is we are going to talk about 3 instruments. And these 3 instruments, I'll explain to you the rationale why I selected these 3 instruments and why it's going to be so important, not just to yourself, but to your future generations. I'll be talking across generations of investing. And you might be scratching your head and say, hey, teacher, you know what? I'm still young, I'm single. I don't have to think about my children or my grandchildren. It's perfectly fine. At different seasons, you think about different demands of your own life. Now, the next thing over here, you will also see, holy moly, there's a timeline that teacher has presented across his slides. This is a major timeline. This is kind of started from the year 2000. Where I was first investing into the marketplace, year 2000, exactly on the dot-com crash year. And I spent across all the way to current year 2022. And you can see there's a final target line of 2030. All right, this is like about 8 years from today, then we'll hit 2030. But just from 2000 to 2030, we spent across 3 decades. And 3 decades itself, you're going to learn so much from the marketplace because 3 decades is really a whole wealth of wisdom. But, you know, I want to just take a step back and just share with you, majority of the successful traders who are really well known on Wall Street today, like household names that you hear, Warren Buffett and Carl Icahn, George Soros, right? These are like household names in the world of making money. Now, why is that so? Because they spent across more than 50 years of their lifetime doing one thing, investing into the market. So I want to encourage you, this journey is not like a sprint. This journey is like kind of a marathon. But the longer that you stretch the timeline, the more money you're going to make and the more consistent you're going to become. But today I'm going to give you an alternative view. Yes, it is a long time, but most people will struggle with this idea of a long time. You say, teacher, how long is long? You know, I don't want to wait for 50 years later, then make my first pot of gold or first pot of wealth. It's going to take too long for me. Yes, I'm with you. And exactly how I started in the beginning, I say, hey, instead of thinking long time, is there a way we can kind of squeeze the time to a much shorter time frame? In fact, if we kind of squeeze from 50 years to 20 years, to 10 years, to 5 years, to 1 year, to 1 quarter, 1 month, to 1 week, perhaps even we can squeeze it to 1 day. Can we make money? So this is the heart of the question, and with that kind of a soft introduction, kind of bring you into my world of investing, here we go. I want to share with you, my name is Clement and my students call me teacher. And over here, to me, what's really, really important is tonight, can I win your trust that truly what I share with you, do you believe that you can do it as well? I think this is the most important to me, and that's the reason why right over here, I'll put on the hat of a teacher. I'll just tell you, or should I ask you a question, how can I help? I think this is important at the starting basics. Many of you are very, very new to investing, and you say, oh my gosh, teacher, this is like something very new to me, and what else could I possibly do to get started, right? So I want to make sure you're looking at my slides really clean, clear, and sharp. And with that, I will put on the heart of a teacher. I say, how can I help? And along this journey, we're going to do it together. Another thing I want to share with you right here is this. These are the recent reviews from our students who completed our classes, all right? I think it's important for me to share this with you so that you get kind of a taste of what they've gone through. Insightful, dynamic, and invaluable training session with Dr. Clement. Did this 2 days course with Dr. Clement, and as always, he has covered all aspects of the stock investment. Interesting teaching by Dr. Clement. Never say never. Worth every dollar invested for this course, and so on. All right. And we are really, really gratified. We have received over 2,000 verified reviews, which are very important to us. But today, I need to earn your trust. And with this journey, let's get started. First question I want to ask you is this. What is wealth? Now, what is wealth is really important because all of you are going to have different thinking behind the concept of wealth. And that's the reason why I give you like kind of a 10 seconds to think about this question. Is there a direct answer to this question, what is wealth, and what does wealth mean to you? So I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to kind of tackle this question. Here we go. Okay, that's good. And I see some of your answers firing across to us. Some of you are talking to me about happiness. Some of you are responding to us on the Zoom chat. Wealth means freedom. Wow, that is a good word. One of you are telling me about NAV. I'm not too sure what does that mean, but all of you got different words to this important question, what is wealth? So my answer to this question goes this way. To me, my answer is this. It represents in a single word called cozy, C-O-S-Y. And cozy itself has, many, many meanings, but the common understanding of the word cozy, it means easy or comfortable or sheltered or safe. Those to be the kind of answers that you are thinking about. And I want to break down this 4-letter word called cozy right across here. You see, my dear friends, cozy to me actually means 3 very powerful instruments that we can tap to make money in the marketplace. Number 1, C for cryptos. Number 2, O for options. And number 3, S for stocks. And Y actually to me is super important. It stands for yes. Yes, I want to stay focused on these 3 instruments. Yes, I want to master these 3 instruments so that they become the foundation of my wealth. Now, why is that so? If you may ask, the answer boils down to this. This is what spans across almost more than 6 generations of humans on planet Earth, all right? Now, we're not going to go through all the 6 generations. I'm going to start off with this generation here first, called the baby boomers. Baby boomers are those of you born in 1946 to 1964. And, how many of you are baby boomers? As I'm talking, you can just fire across to the chat, Zoom chat, and let me know your answer. And I can kind of know, okay, which generation you belong to, all right? So let me know which generation you belong to, and I love to see your answers. So baby boomers, 1946 to 64, and for me, I belong to Generation X, 1965 to 1980. This is the generation I come from. And how about, the next generation, known as the Fast and Furious generation, is called the Millennials, 1981 to 1996. Now, then for my children, they actually belong to Gen Z, Generation Zoomers, 1997 to 2012. All right? So very quickly, just fire across to the Zoom chat and let me know which generation you belong to. I love to see your answers, and then we're going to kind of formulate a thinking behind how each generation going to tap into the world of money. Thank you very much. I see your answers. You are fire across Generation X. Wow, are you kidding me? A Generation Alpha? I'll be very happy to see any Generation Alpha in the class here today. I'll be so happy. I see we have Generation Y. Thank you. Generation Y is kind of a millennial generation. And then you have Gen X. Any baby boomers here? Yes, I see a baby boomer right now. Thank you very much. And I see Gen X. Wow, thank you very much. All right. So why is it so important to understand which generation you belong to? Of course, you know your own age, right? But the answer lies right here. You see, my friends, for those of you born in the generation of baby boomers generation, right across here, you will see that majority of them made their money in the stocks market. This is pretty common. Those were really the fantastic years. And in fact, today, generation baby boomers, more than 50% of their wealth are concentrated in the instrument called stocks itself. Now that says a lot, all right? They've gone through that so many cycles of the economy. They know this is a proven instrument. Now stocks itself represents more than 200 years of wisdom. I say again, it represents more than 200 years of wisdom. Then the next instrument is called options trading. Now, I belong to Gen X, and majority of us make our money in options, 10 times more leverage in terms of 10 times more profits with the same amount of risk. And this is kind of aligned with Chicago Board Option Exchange that was birthed in 1973. So this is 50 years of wisdom by itself. Very, very powerful instrument. And if we kind of move up the ladder right across to cryptocurrency, that's the generation of the millennials. Many of them made their money really fast, furious, and they also lost their money overnight. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency later on. But, we go through 3 generations. Stocks is 200 years. Options is about 50 years. But for cryptos, it's just slightly more than 12 years of really lifespan. Now, the one I'm really interested in is actually Gen Z, my children's generation. And I'm really making a prediction on what is the instrument that will help Generation Z to become the first cohort of millionaires, all right? So this is a really, really powerful question to begin with. Which is your generation that you belong to? And I want to take this opportunity to share with you about Tim Draper. Wow. Time for a really classic hero. And I love to give the credit where it's due. And that's why it's so important to me, all right? Now, who exactly is Tim Draper? I want to kind of highlight to you in the year 2014, all right? And, 2014 is like quite some time back, but you need to take a look back at the history to know what this guy has gone through. then you begin to understand this is a really fascinating story. He was one of the 45 people, and back then there were only 45 bidders bidding on the seized Bitcoin from the Silk Road website. In total, he paid $19 million to buy up 29,657 Bitcoins from the US Marshal Service auction. Now, I kind of quickly do a calculation on that, and what I found out is this. The average price of Bitcoin he paid for is $640 per coin. Now, you'll be thinking that, oh, teacher, on hindsight, this guy is brilliant. This guy bought something back then so cheap at $640. Now, that is on hindsight. It's very easy to say on hindsight. How many of you know that for a certain fact that Bitcoin shot all the way up to $69,000? And in fact, because the price of Bitcoin going up, this man, Tim Draper, became a billionaire overnight. Not just becoming a millionaire. He's already a millionaire. He became a billionaire overnight. All right? Now, I'm more interested to know what exactly was his psyche. What was he thinking about back then in 2014 that gave him the courage to buy something that nobody is talking about? In fact, it's a very small niche community that's just going around playing the idea of blockchain, playing the idea of a Bitcoin, right? Now, what gave him the courage? That was more important to me than anything else. And that's the reason why I asked the question, what's the secret? So I took 2014. I kind of love to do this kind of math. 2014 minus those who were born in the millennial generation, all right? And I can see they were born in 1981 to 1996. That means the average age back then for them in the year 2014 between the age of 18 to 33 years old. I need to really highlight to you. Age of 18 to 33 years old was in the year 2014 for those born among the millennials. The average age, 25 years old. Wow. This one struck me. This one got me really, really excited. And I say, wow, I got to learn something from this. Why? Because I believe that back then, Tim Draper was already thinking about those that born in millennials with an average age of 25 years old, what are the things that they're going to invest in? Now, if he can get in before the rest join in, guess what? He's going to make a pile of killing. This is exactly the concept of getting in before the stock spikes up. That is the concept I'm taking you guys through. How can we always get in before the big price starts to move? And that is exactly what spiking represents, all right? So he did it, been there, done that. The guy got rewarded. He made so much money. That's the reason why right now I want to ask you this question. Do you wish to become a millionaire? How many of you wish to become a millionaire? Can you just fire across right now, across to the Zoom chat and let me know, and you just got to type in yes, 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 yes. I see your answer. Thank you very much. All right. Who wants to become a millionaire? And I see your answers. Thank you very, very much. All right. And many of you, you guys are not turning on your video camera. It's fine for me. But I want you to know, please stay throughout, because this is an actual class itself that I want to teach you so that you really gain a foothold to understanding the foundation of what it takes to become a millionaire. All right, thank you. I see, wow, some of you are firing off like multi-millionaire, deca-millionaire. Really, really aggressive ambition. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And that is always the first start. Nothing wrong with that. Every dream starts off with the first step. And I also started off back then when I was just a normal average guy, but I dared to dream big. And I say to myself, I want to become a millionaire as well. But let me just go dive in a little bit more practical to understand what exactly does it mean to become a millionaire. I believe many of you want to know the answer to this question. What does it really mean when somebody say, I want to become a millionaire, right? So I think this is a much more important question. So let's dive in right here together. Here we go. Becoming a millionaire, first off, I believe you must have the wealth trilogy of the millionaires. What are the instruments that the millionaires are investing in? We covered this just now with stocks, options, and cryptos, right? But what is the actual pursuit lies down on this particular graph? This is called the wealth pyramid graph. Wow, this is like very, very powerful. And you know, when you are looking at it, you kind of know that, holy moly, this is getting serious. Teacher is getting very serious right now. Yes, I'm getting very serious with you because I want to make sure you truly understand the implication when you say, I want to become a millionaire, right? So here we go. Here we go. Let's start off with right here and check this out. Today, if you have less than $10,000 in your bank account, guess what? You belong to the top 56.6%, or should I rephrase again? You belong to the bottom of the pyramid. 56.6% of the number of world adults on planet Earth. Or you say, hey teacher, you know what? I got between $10,000 to $100,000 in my bank account. Congratulations. Then you belong to the top 32.6% of the entire world's population. Now, what happens if you have more than $1 million? This is really the pursuit I'm interested in. All right, $1 million cash. And in fact, you can define in many ways whether you have assets that's worth the equivalent of $1 million that you can sell tomorrow and you collect $1 million in your bank account, all right? Now, the real number for number of millionaires on planet Earth falls right here. 47 million individuals who are millionaires, and they represent the top 1% of the population. Here we go. This is the definition of becoming a millionaire. Is it an easy feat? Or is it a road difficult? Now you can already see for yourself mathematically, it's only belonging to those in the top 1%. So I'm just going to share it as it is. I'm just going to cut through the chase and give it to you as it is. It requires serious work. But most importantly, it requires you to have the wisdom of wealth to get up there as soon as possible. This is not like a normal routine. This is something that you need to have a desire for, and that you're willing to put in the fair amount of work to get up there. So some of you might be thinking, teacher, okay, I can leave the Zoom class right now because I'm only thinking about, striking the lottery. I want to strike it rich tomorrow. Then this class is not suitable for you. This class is the most desirable for those who have an ambition, and you are willing to put in the fair amount of work to improve your knowledge or wisdom or understanding of how money works. Then this path is truly designed for you. I want to tell you as it is so that you are really open-minded, clear path about this time that you're going to spend together with us, and that the moment you've been unleashed, you can go all the way through and to pursue this dream of becoming a millionaire. All right, so how's that? And if you are fine with that, and here we go. We're going to do a simple exercise by asking you, what is your slogan of life? All right, and typically when we say about your slogan of life, I want to capture it in like 3 words or maximum 4 words. This is something like Nike, just do it. But this is more about yourself. So in order to encourage you to kind of perfect your 4 words, I'm going to help you in this exercise, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a short video. The video will come with music, and will come with scenes of people. And as you watch it, I pray that the 4 words will just birth out of your mind and you begin to write it down, all right? What do you want to do with your life? What drives you? What motivates you? Just 4 simple words. Don't have to be like long sentences. 4 simple words. Now, if you are game for this, I'm going to take you through this journey right now. Ready? Take out your pen and paper. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Wow, you completed the exercise, and I hope you wrote down your 4 words, your slogan of life, and I want to encourage you to share that with me. And if you're watching us live stream, just put it into the comments or the chat and kind of document it as kind of a diary to yourself and a commitment to yourself to this excellence. You know, this video ended off with this statement called, begin your own tradition. And I think it's so apt, so suitable, so perfect that this is such a beautiful 4 words to represent the slogan of life. Begin your own tradition. And that got me thinking, like many a times, what is the own tradition I want to start off with my own life as well, right? And you know, to me, it must be something numerical. There's a finishing line I can cross because I'm trained as an engineer, and I kind of very, very focused on numbers, on goals and all that. So some of you might be more on the creative side. You say, teacher, I'm still working out. I do not know what's the finishing line. I don't have a numerical answer to your question. Fine. Some of you are more quantitative like me and say, hey, I need to know exactly the year, the number and dollar sign and all that. That's exactly like me. All right. So back then, when I was faced with this question, I answer it this way. I want to share with you my answer. I say I want to begin my own tradition of becoming the top 1% of the world as measured by the wealth pyramid. And I boldly wrote it down. I can still remember back then, you know, I was still in the university and I was reading up a lot. You know, for us men, kind of our puberty is much later than the women. But more importantly, the mind starts to open up at a later stage. Mine opened up during university days when I started to observe the people around me, the campus, the study, the activities, and so on. And I started to ask myself, what do I want to do with my life? What is the finishing line? What is the goal I want to cross? And I boldly wrote down, I want to be at the top of the pyramid. Someone pushed me really hard. And in fact, I even wrote down, even boldly, I want to become a millionaire by the age of 30 years old. As detailed, as analytical as that, I put the numbers behind the goals, all right? So over here, with this, I want to take you through kind of the journey I went about pursuing my life goals, and I hope to inspire you. But at the same time, you know, every one of you will have your little what we call connecting the dots memory. And this is how I connect my dots. I start off my career as a civil engineer right here, graduating from Nanyang Technological University here in Singapore. And pursuing engineering was truly not my first choice. It was more of my father's dream. And he wanted me to follow his footsteps, and I kind of no idea what I want to do in my life, and I just signed up for civil engineering. But halfway through, I kind of got very disillusioned. I said, this is not the life I want. I don't wish to become an engineer. And I went back to my father and said, Father, I want to switch the study that I'm pursuing right now. I don't wish to become an engineer. I want to switch over to the business faculty. I want to learn how to do business. I've been reading lots of books and kind of tell me that I can go and get it and become a businessman, or they call it entrepreneur. And I say, Father, can I switch the faculty? And he thought about it. He said, no, son, I want you to promise me this is your last obligation to me. How many of you have this kind of a parental pressure or parental obligation that you've gone through in your life, and you feel that you cannot turn them down and give them a no answer? How many of you feel that way? I just want to see on the chat. If you feel that way, just type in, yes, teacher, I feel you. And I see some of you are already firing across to me. And oftentimes it is like this. We have a certain obligation. We want to live up to somebody's dream, and we continue to do what we need to do at a season of our life. And I did exactly that. I finished my bachelor in engineering because of my father. But right after that, I went to pursue the dream of my choice, and that is to enroll into the MBA program at the University of Louisville. I want to learn how to start a business, how to make money, make products, services that impact the world, and so on. And after which, I went on to pursue a PhD at the University of Canberra, which is a lifelong dream to be the first PhD holder in my Chiang genealogy. All right, so I've gone through all this journey, but even as I share with you today, I'm still a lifelong student. Even though some of you call me teacher, but truly in my heart, I'm always considered a student. You see, today I'm still a student at the Harvard Business School. I'm pursuing the OPM program, and hopefully, if all things goes well, next year I'll graduate and become a lifetime alumni member of the Harvard Business School community. And this is really what I display in my room, kind of inspire my children, that Daddy has walked through this journey and spanned across from UK, Australia, US, Singapore, and today I'm still a student at the end of the day. So what does that tell you about me? I think more importantly is we're going to start this journey of a lifetime whereby you are kind of interested to learn how to make money, and I'm very passionate about teaching you how to go through this journey together with me. You see, next year I'll be launching this book called Spiking. And we kind of plan a really big rollout of the book launch. All the 22 years of my life experiences all documented in this book. And it's going to be an anchor, a key anchor to let everybody know, hey, you have a chance to pursue this journey of a lifetime. I also want to share with you this very significant picture to me. And Tesla has been much in the news for many reasons, maybe because of the founder, Elon Musk. And I bought this car in 2016. Most of you who do not know about the history of Tesla, that was the year when the car was not even made. But Elon Musk came out with a dream and said, hey, if you believe that I can deliver the car, you buy the car today. And I did that in 2016. One of the 100,000 people in the world that believe in his dream, and we just placed a bet without any idea when the car will be delivered to us. Oftentimes, this is like the journey of an investor. You invest in something, it takes time, and over time, your dreams start to come true. So in 2021, after 5 years, this car is the first tree to arrive in Singapore. I was one of the first three to collect a Tesla made from Giga Shanghai, and thereby very, very proud of this journey I walked through together with the basket of companies under Elon Musk. So I'm sharing with you this journey because this is the journey of a lifetime. Thereby, I can explain to you why in your life there'll be ups and downs. Your life curve will never be a linear straight line. There'll be times where you face crisis. There'll be times that you face opportunity. And that's why looking at the curve of a stock chart becomes important. I want to show you very briefly when I first started versus now how the stock chart looks like. It is exactly like this, all right? I started in the year 2000, .com exactly in year 2000 right there, all right? And of course, you know, when I started in the year 2000, that was the year of the .com crash, kind of very, very difficult to navigate during the period. And you can see it kind of went through the ups and downs this period. And before finally it went up in the peak of 2007. That was the all-time peak before the market crashed during the mortgage crisis of 2008. And there you see this boom, crash all the way down. I went through that cycle as well. And then in the year 2009, United States have a new president. His name is called Barack Obama. He came on board, kind of solved the problem. And with a good leadership, this is what you experience. It goes like this. In fact, it doesn't stop right there. It goes like this, all the way up. And you can see it's like a 45-degree straight line path up. Those were the good old years that you can make money easily. I'm talking about like obscene profits, right? Easily. And then the market kind of took a dampener right here. This was the pandemic crash in 2020 of March. The entire market crashed. And then the market kind of recovered again. And at this moment in time, today we are standing right here, this square box. Where do you think the market is headed? Now, this is the heart of my presentation. Whether you think today there's a crisis or today there's an opportunity. Now, I'm sharing you this because I've gone through many ups and downs, just like the market that you've seen just now. And life is always very, very fascinating. It is our frame of mind. Whether do you believe whatever situation that you're in today, is it an opportunity or a crisis? That is the reason why I'm going to share with you 8 different scenarios. And I want you to identify for yourself, for each real life scenario, do you see it as an opportunity or do you see it as a crisis? All right, I think this will be kind of a fun exercise, and let's do it together. All right, here we go. And always, I want to give you the clue, the opportunity or crisis will always start with the alphabet I. I for I, myself, I. All right, here we go. The first opportunity, inflation cooled more than expected, but prices are still up 7.7% since last year. And guess what? Yesterday, they have announced the new inflation has tanked down to 7.1%. Inflation has already hit the peak. And that's why for those people that gone through inflation, the period, whether you look at it as an opportunity of a crisis, guess what? The guys who identified earlier will make much more money. Right there, your first alphabet I. The second one, I'm going to show you right here, it stands for interest rate. The second I. For every rise in inflation, you know, the government will kind of introduce interest rates to bring it down, to cool it off. Now, at this moment in time, this kind of a concept might be very, very new to quite a number of you. Say, wow, teacher, this is like, is this a intermediate or is this a advanced or is this an expert class? I want to tell you, this is a normal class. I want to encourage you because these are all the lingos or the languages that we speak when we invest in the market. I want you to get started early. I want to introduce to you these terms. So hang on in there, hold on tight, because over time you're going to love all these words, I promise you, all right? So the second keyword is actually interest rate, and here we go. The third one, is called invasion of Ukraine. Now, you probably heard about this when Russia attacks Ukraine. Now, of course, there are many deaths when there's a war outbreak. But the question is, where's the opportunity? And I can tell you very clearly, those stocks or those companies that's involved in delivering military weapons, their stock price went up. How about those delivering food and fertilizers? The stock price went up. How about the price of crude oil? The crude oil price went up. It always depends on how you look at it, all right? Number 4, it stands for infection. And of course, this is really, really big about China, COVID-19 infection, and they want to have a zero COVID-19 policy, and today they are loosening up. And the moment China starts to open up the door, the market will be flush again with lots of consumer purchases. Next up, we have inversion. Wow, getting more complicated already. Some of you are saying, wow, normal class indeed. And again, I want to encourage you not to frighten you or to scare you. You know, many of the terms will be very new to you. I hear you. But you know, along the way, when you hang out with our community, you realize that, wow, this is a real fascinating world. So inversion represents the yield curve. And typically when that happens, it will tell us when the recession will take place. So many of the people on Wall Street are already predicting perhaps next year is going to be a year of recession. But the question is this: are you ready when the market goes into recession? Remember, anything that happens, you have to always frame your mind. Is it a crisis or is it an opportunity? Those of you who see it as a crisis will always see pain, will always see suffering, will always see disappointment, will always see nothing but bad news. Those of you who see it as an opportunity will always frame it that, hey, perhaps this is the time I can do something new and make money. This is the time certain stocks will start to spike up, I'll make obscene profits. It is a frame of mind, all right? Now, the next one over here, we are looking at implosion. Oh my gosh, this is like hot off the news yesterday. And that's the cryptocurrency implosion. And this guy that you're looking in front of you, he's probably going to go to prison for 165 years. The amount of fraud this guy has done deserves a life imprisonment. All right, so this is like play out everywhere across the world. But again, is this a crisis or an opportunity to us? Next one over here, kind of interesting, something to do with intercontinental ballistic missile. We call it ICBM. Never before in the history of time, North Korea has fired so many missiles in 2022. And you know, oftentimes when somebody fires off a missile can go wrong. And if it goes wrong, it may potentially again trigger off a World War III, all right? So again, is it a crisis or an opportunity? And last but not least, are you still in love with money? After I presented to you all the extremes, right? The good and the bad, the crisis and the opportunity, what you really got to kind of touch your heart and ask yourself, are you in love with money? Are you in love with becoming the top 1%? Now, if your answer is yes, then you want to know that, hey, money becomes truly the number one thing couples argue about. So, if you can have money, perhaps there's no more argument. You can also think about it the other way around, all right? So I want to sum this up. This is the entire genealogy of crisis and opportunity. But more importantly, it is about the secret trading system that we have designed over 22 years. I call it insider trading. Now, many of you actually wrote to us when you've seen our campaigns, when you see our newsletter, and you kind of got really curious and wrote into us, teacher, isn't it insider trading? Isn't it illegal? Isn't it something that the government will catch you, right? And I want to deal with it straight on. I want to tell you that insider trading, it is either legal or illegal. The terminology itself, there's nothing wrong with it. It is the context that you're operating in, all right? So for example, if you tell somebody that you're going to buy lots of stocks in the stock market simply because of your wealth as a millionaire or a billionaire, and you told everybody, let me tell you, this is 100% legit. Because it's all based on fair access to information. But if you secretly hear about a plan by the company that they're going to announce to the media like 1 month later, but you took advantage of the information today, right now, that is illegal. That is going to put you behind prison, all right? So to give you the comfort, everything I'm teaching you here tonight is 100% legit. 100% you can act on it, and no trouble will befall on you. This is the new legal way of insider trading. All right, so I've given you the definition, and let's take a look at the 3-step formula. Number 1, we need to learn the strategy of the best insiders on planet Earth. I'm talking about billionaires, millionaires. I'm talking about people who've been there, done that, consistently make money, and they're putting in much more money than you and I combined. They're investing like 1 billion, 10 billion, that kind of size, all right? Number 2, you can only know about them provided you trade on the proprietary AI data. You need to have good data. But there's so much good data out there, how do you know which one is truly the best? This is where we make use of artificial intelligence. And number 3, every time you win, you got to share about your winning trades. Because it builds upon your psychology. Remember how you look at anything, whether it's a crisis or opportunity, it depends on your psychology. And how do you strengthen your psychology? You share. You become a giver of winnings. So with that in mind, I'm going to walk you through this really interesting example, and I hope everybody learned from our approach of insider trading. This is the platform that we have built, and it's a very, very powerful platform. Right? I want to give you some time to kind of look around it and enjoy it. Because I'm going to show you every day our robot. We have a very powerful AI robot that we build that will tell us every day, hey, what should you look at today to make the most money? Very simple, right? Not so simple, because it took us many, many years to have a technological breakthrough to build this. It's not a simple, plain, vanilla ice kind of a software you see out there in the streets. No, this is proprietary. This is the life work of our engineers. This is proprietary strategy. And that's the reason why everything that we build is to help you squeeze out as much profits as possible in one day. Not in one decade, not in one lifetime, but in one day, all right? So I kind of explained to you how a robot works, and I'm going to bring you back here again. So on this day, our robot alerted us to look at this company called Chevron. Now, most of you have heard of Chevron. If you kind of drive a car around, you need to pump your petrol at a Chevron station. There you go. And clearly you see a few interesting things, like you see the face of Warren Buffett. That means Warren Buffett has also invested into this particular stock. Wherever he invested in, we want to put his face right across that so that it kind of give you the signal. We also built out a very important 4-step methodology. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, which our robot will guide you along the way. You don't even have to be worried about it. But for today's demonstration, I'm going to go into Step 2. All right? Here we go. This is what Step 2 is showing you. Remember, the AI robot alerted us. Then we entered into the platform to look at Chevron. And then we go into Step 2. We saw that, holy moly, so many people bought into the stock of Chevron already. Now, who are these people I'm talking about? Whenever I mention about people, truly what I'm talking about are insiders. Insiders like BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Renaissance Technology, FMR, Berkshire Hathaway, which represents Warren Buffett, General RE, New England Asset Management. These are like really, really big household names, all right? But it's not good enough to know who just bought the stock. What we really want to know is how much did they buy? Right over here. Holy moly. This guy, BlackRock, bought 1.5 billion. The next guy, 1.1 billion. The next guy, 800 million. Next guy, 700 million. Next guy, 300 million. I mean, can you see right now how powerful this data is? I bet you have not seen something like this, because most of the time, I believe that you're hearing all the news about the stock market from your neighbor, from your colleague, from your taxi driver. And they're only putting like $1,000, $2,000 or a few $100s, and they're talking as if the world is all about the stock. I'm showing you the big money here. This guy's per investment is by the billions, by hundreds of millions. But more importantly, you also begin to see that, holy moly, this is really damn serious, right? Because over here, the amount of stocks that they own of the company is represented right here. His entire portfolio of owning Chevron went up by 18%, 44%. I mean, if you look at the percentage, it's kind of scare you. 44%, 673% increase, 79%, 12%, 3,896%. Have you ever seen a commitment of a trader like this? Let me slow down. I bet you even in the casino, you don't see such a number. Because this is the real work of the insider. They've done their analysis. They performed their due diligence. They have password around in the marketplace that they clip close to their hearts. And once they know this guy is going to fly, they put in the money. This is serious money. You wouldn't even see this kind of money in a casino, because casino is just pure gambling. What we are doing here is investing. And for whatever investment philosophy or tactics or strategies or methods that you use, which one can beat someone who put in $1 billion? Let me ask you this question. Because the guy who puts in $1 billion got to do much more than the rest out there. That's why he's a billionaire. Are you with me? and I'm only qualified to teach you here today simply because I got 22 years of experience in the market. I've probably seen most than any other people out there in the marketplace that's teaching you. Because those people like Warren Buffett or George Soros or Carl Icahn, they don't have the patience to teach you like how I'm going through with you right now, because I'm passionate as a teacher. You can read all the reviews about my students who wrote about me, why they are so in love with my class, because they are facing a very passionate teacher. You must, first of all, intrinsically love to teach, and I want such person like this. So, again, take a step back. In your lifetime, have you seen a data like this? I want you to honestly answer this question. Then you begin to understand the philosophy of why we are doing this. That if we can make this available to every man out there, every common man out there, instead of depending on some rumor, some hearsay, some tips from a small guy, look at the big guy right now. All right? So let me come back to here, and you begin to realize, wow, teacher, this is serious stuff, man. I mean, do you mean, teacher, this data is available out there? Yes. This is the work of a fintech company, financial technology company. But before we go any further, let me just ask you a simple question. For what I just shown you just now, and this is the stock chart of the company, and when you look at the stock chart of the company, it goes like, go ding, 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 dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, and then down here go up, and then ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, and then down here go down, and then ding, dong. Today, you are right here. I ask you a simple question. For what you have seen just now, in fact, that was exactly what we seen back then before we made the decision. I ask you right now, would you buy or sell this stock? Please put in your answer right there into the chat or into the comment. I love to see your answers. You have 10 seconds right now. Here we go. Would you buy or sell? Wow, very good. I see your answers. Very good. A big thanks to those of you who given me your answers on the comments and the chat. And it's really quite simple as that. Don't make investing so complicated. Now, of course, this is like, how should I put it? This is probably something that you've never seen in your life. And that's why we believe that we can do much better by kind of understanding what the biggest guys out there in the marketplace are doing collectively. Not one or two superheroes, a collection of them, all right? In fact, there's a few hundreds of them who bought the stock together with us. So let me show you what happens after you make the decision to buy this stock. Ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. Check this out. This is exactly what happened. Dun, 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 dun. You entered right there when the stock price was trading at $150.39. That's the day you entered. The very next day, dun, 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 the stock price spiked up from 150 all the way to 163. How long it takes? 1 day. That's it. This is exactly the journey that we went through, and this was the trade that we fired. In fact, we entered on Thursday, 28th of July. We bought a call option of this company. Now you can also buy the stock of the company. Now what's the difference between buying the stocks versus the options? That is a much deeper discussion. Don't worry about that first. But first understand the logic of buy low, $4.20. And the next day, 29th of July, sell high, $7.60. And this is the profit that we make. 81% profit return. How long? 1 day. That's exactly the method that we use for each of our games that we play. That's it. So when you're looking at this, you're calculating, oh teacher, so how much you make that day? This is the amount we made. A profit of $111,000, 500, and a percentage return, 81% return in 1 day. The pure profit is $111,000. And this profit was made this year. So I want you to know, investing is about, number one, you must learn the correct strategy of the best guys out there who will put in much more money than all of us combined together. Not some superhero or guru or some black box. No, we really hate that. I personally hated it. I say, I'm not the smartest guy around and I'm not the richest guy around. I better learn from my teachers out there who are billionaires. From the family office, from the sovereign wealth funds, from the funds of funds, from the hedge funds out there who are consistently generating profits. I want to learn from them. That has always been my philosophy. It's never about me. What I've done is build out using financial technology to build out the platform so that you can trade on proprietary AI data. This is the most beautiful, cleanest way of insider trading. So with that in mind, I ask you this question. My friends, are you ready to become an investor? Let me see your answers right now. Are you ready? Put in your answers right now.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción.
Thank you very much for your answers. I see you guys are all fired up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And, you know, that's why I think the role of me as a teacher is to simplify the very complex terms out there that everybody try to confuse you. And in order to convince you, I don't do that. I just show it to you as it is. And in fact, I want to show you even more crazy stuff. I'm not too sure whether you can handle it or not. I mean, these are the trades that we done this year, count all the way back from November, all the way backwards to January. This is the kind of profits that we are making, right? We are like going for percentage, 3.3% in 6 days, 14% in 8 days. This is like 4.2% in 3 days. And this is one another $100,000 pure profit. And over here, this is like $3,000, 10% in 3 days. This is like $15,000, 15% in 1 day. And this one is about 1,044% in 2 days. I mean, the real question is, how many of the big players out there are generating this kind of return in such a time? 5% in 1 hour. This is like 3.4% in 1 day. And the percentage is really important to you because each one of you going to have different capital to begin with. All right. Now, when I first started, back then I was still a university student. I started with whatever savings I had. I put all in. In fact, my first account was funded with US $10,000. That was like giving out so many tuition, all my ang pao money, all my Chinese New Year red packets collected over childhood until I was a university undergrad. I was able to pull together about $10,000. Now, your situation might be different. Some of you may start off with $500 or $1,000. Some of you, after putting $10,000, the next week you put in $1 million. I got many students who do that. Because once you start to get comfortable with this approach of investing, you will put in more because you know this place will generate for you a higher return than the returns that the banks are giving you. By the way, how many of you really bother to check with the banks how much you earn for your savings rate? Let me give you the answer. From the most ranked #1 bank in the world, which is the DBS Bank of Singapore, they are giving out a savings rate of 0.05% per year. Regardless of how much money you put in the bank, whether it's 10,000 or a million, it's still the same, 0.05% per year. All right? So those are some of the things you want to think about. And then you decide, is this really suitable for yourself? And I can go on right here. I mean, this is like August. This is 5% in 1 day. It's still in August. 2.2% in 4 days. This is 6.25%. This is $1,000 in 1.5 hours. This is like 15% in 3 days. And then we go on down here. This is $111,000, 81% in 1 day. And then we can go on $240 in 2 hours, 4.9%. This is like 5% in 90 minutes. This is 83% in 1 week. This is like $12,000 in 2 days. And this is like $3,000 on semiconductor chips. And then we go on here. This is $29,000 on another stock that we played. This is like $16,900. This is like $17,000. And what else do I have right here? This is 10%. And this is like 8.5% in 1 day. And then let me pause a while. At this point in time, some of you are thinking that, hey, teacher, there's a problem here. I say, what's the problem? Do you seriously mean that you did it in 1 day? Yes. You just gone through with me. Didn't we do the exercise just now? I asked you whether to buy or sell, and you say buy, and the next day the stock price spike up, you sell. That's what I mean by 1 day. So oftentimes, during a session like this, it so gives me the opportunity to explain to some of you out there, and you've seen our campaign, you've seen some of your friends talking about us, how the heck the guy do it in 1 day. Oftentimes, what's their initial response? Oh, that one must be a scam. Oh, that one must be a Ponzi. Oh, that guy must be a fraud. I hear things like this all night long for people who always see all things as a crisis. And in fact, the worst group that I've dealt with, let me tell you, is who? The professionals. How many of you know out there friends who are really the professional, the analysts, the fund managers who like investing, trading like 10, 20 years of their life, but they never even know about the fact that in the US stock market, every day, listen, every day, Mondays to Fridays when the markets are open, there are stocks spiking up 5 to 100% in one day. Every day. Some of you begin to scratch because, I've seen some feedbacks out there, especially those of you from smaller markets like Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. They say, teacher, I never seen a stock price movement of 5 to 100% in Bursa, Malaysia. I've not seen this in Singapore Exchange. I've not seen it in Philippine Stock Exchange. Not possible. Now, it is not possible in your own country. It does not mean it is impossible for the most liquid market of the world. This is where I'm coming from. I'm not going to teach you to invest in Asian market or European market or Chinese market because there's only one big market, the United States of America. Please get this right. I was just joking with a friend another day. In Singapore market, if the stock price goes up 5% in one day, let me tell you what happened. The entire board of directors will be hauled up by SGX. Please explain why your stock price went up 5% today. But when your stock price goes down, they don't ask you question. It's only when your stock price goes up. This doesn't happen in the US market. It's the most liquid market of the world. So that's the reason why I want to be very, very grateful and appreciative to those of you watching right now. Please help us spread the word and really correct this myth out there that it's impossible to make 5 to 100% return in one day. It is possible. It's presented every day. Our job, in fact, we put the responsibility on our robot. Our robot's responsibility is to tell us which stock to look at today. They'll give us the 5 to 100% profit return in one day. Now, I really belabored on this point. I beg your patience. But, we're going to go all the way back to January this year so that you can see as it is. This is like 25% in 2 weeks. Here's $2,000. This is $700 in 4 days. This is like 5% in 6 days. And we can go all night long, 5.9% in 4 days. And then this is like $300. And this is like $4,600. And over here, this is like 32.5% in 4 days. And we go on over here, this is like 36% in 4 days. Well, in the month of March, $8,000, 20% in 1 day. And over here is $31,000 in 1 day, and so on. And we got to speed up a little bit more. 61% in 2 days, $83,000. And this is like $400. This $1,700 in 4 days. And can I move all the way down? We go to like February already. I go to February, $5,000 in 1 day. Oh no, we cannot end already. This is like $1,700 in 2 days. And have we hit January already? This is like $4,000 in 2 hours. And what else? This is like $7,000 in 1 day. And have we hit January? I think not yet. $44,000 in trades. I think you got the point. But what is the but? There's no but. The but is that you must first believe this is true. And I don't have to waste your time to bullshit you and all that stuff. By the way, we have a community within our what we call the spiking community, where there's a place where everybody posts their winning trades. This is called the winning trades community. All right. So over here, like, everyone put like 4.3% in 1 day. I don't know. This is like this student make about 9% in I don't know how many days. This like make $95. This one make 6.2% in 4 days. Every single day. I want to encourage you keep an open mind. And because if you are ready, then I can walk through this journey together with you. If your answer is yes, teacher, yes, you are ready as a student, then I am also ready as your teacher. Let's do it. However, at this point, even as you say you're ready, you're still in doubt. You say, teacher, I'm a noob. What is a noob? I'm someone who got no idea what the market is. All these terminologies that you're using, very complex to me. I don't understand what you're talking about. I got no experience in the market. Perfectly fine. I taught like over 50,000 students worldwide. Over 78 countries. And we kind of do a gathering of the statistics. Do you know which group of students make the most money among all my students, all the students I taught? They are the noobs. Because the noobs are the students that will not change the rule, break the rule, or kind of don't follow the rule. They will stick to exactly what the robot is showing them. And then they make money. In fact, those who claim that they are like veterans in the market, they are the one always losing money on. Let me tell you why. They love to break the rules, change the rules. They don't follow the rules. They think they are smarter than a robot. So you again have to ask yourself, are you willing to be a good student? All right, because the robot is scientific. It has no emotions. It will just tell you as it is. This is the factual number that it is, and then you just go through the steps. All right, so if you're a noob, congratulations. And plus, if you say, teacher, everything that you've been saying until this point in time, my heart kind of a beat very fast. Pop, 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 pop. and whatever that you are saying, my hair start to stand. Now, how many of you are feeling that way? And it's perfectly normal because, when you are feeling that way, it means something. And it means a lot to me. It means something I shared with you resonated with you. You feel it. Because I'm not like fourth generation rich, Asian crazy rich, inherited wealth. I come from a middle class family. And if I were to share with you, something that kind of like a little regret on my part, I don't even know how my grandfather looks like. I grew up without a grandfather. You see, according to my father, when I asked him about this topic, which kind of sensitive for him, he was able to tell me that, in my Chiang family, it's like, we used to be very, very rich. Our ancestors came from China, and he would describe to me, we like own lots of pieces of land, and our family come from a line of scholars, very, very wise, very brilliant. But unfortunately, when Mao Zedong came up with the Cultural Revolution, everything got destroyed. We lost everything. So that was like my great-great-grandfather time, and left with my grandfather. So my grandfather went through a very tough time because he was like born during the Cultural Revolution and all that. So by the time he got married, he said that he got to start his own tradition. And the tradition was to send his wife and his son, who is my father, out of China so that they can have a better life. So my grandmother took my father to Singapore. And by the time my father was 9 years old, my grandfather passed away. And we were dead broke. So imagine you are raised in such an environment, you really got nothing left, and my grandma has to work as a maid in a British family just to, raise the children. It's tough. So I don't have inherited wealth. And my father made a very, very wise decision. He studied really hard. He graduated with a university degree from NTU, and then he worked all through his life as an engineer. He started his tradition. He turned the family around. Then come to my turn, right? I say I want to do better. I want to begin my own tradition. And I boldly wrote down, I want to become a millionaire by the age of 30 years old. And I've been there, done that. And I've been educating individuals worldwide to become a millionaires over the last 2 decades. Today I'm speaking to you as a friend. And, this journey of becoming or starting or beginning your own tradition is important. You must dare to dream first, of course. And I'm not asking you to dream about willful thinking or some kind of holy moly smoke screen out there. No. This is real. The instrument for stocks, proven over 200 years. For options, 50 years. Cryptos, 12 years. Collectively, over 3 generations from baby boomers to Gen X to millennials, we have a collective wisdom of 50 years of wisdom on the foundation of wealth. That is what I'm going to show you. So if you are gay enough, then clearly we can work hand in hand together. Over here, right after the pandemic was unlocked, we did our first live event in Singapore. That was like last month in November. I was really, really excited about it. I call it the Spiking Alpha Conference. Really great time for me to catch up with all the students, high five, shake hands and all that. But right over here, again, if you are ready to kind of learn from me and you say, yes, teacher, I'm ready, I want you to note down the following dates, 30th and 31st of January, all right? That will be a 2 days class I'll be teaching called Spiking Wisdom of the Greatest Stock Investors Program. Now, this is a very, very unique program for January. Typically in January, I kind of prepare you for the entire year, 2023, and all the way to 2024. And I explain to you why it's span across 2 years, all right? But first, you need to lock down these 2 dates because it takes place on a Monday and on a Tuesday. Now, why a Monday and a Tuesday? Because you're going to trade together with me. We're going to go in, buy low, next day go out, sell high. That's it. And so far, I think I've been very, very blessed. In all of my live trading classes, we are able to help the students to make money in 1 day. All right? If I can demonstrate to you 1 time, you can do it 2 times, you can do this for the rest of your life. That's the purpose of me teaching you in this class, to give you the ability to fish for the rest of your life. They will be conducted over Zoom, the time from 7 p.m. to 12 midnight. Now that translates to 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right in the middle of the opening bell of the US stock market, all right? Now we're going to have students from different parts of the world tuning in on the Zoom. That's why it's not a live physical event. Right now we have students coming from different parts of the world just to attend the class. Now, what are we going to do over the 2 days? I want to be very, very detailed about it so that you have a very clear vision why every step of what we're going to teach you is going to get you to have a head start to make money in 1 day. Number 1, I'm going to share with you the wisdom of the greatest investors. First of all, you need to know who are the best traders out there on Wall Street. It's not just some Tom, Dick, and Harry. We got a whole bunch of them, but very, very focused. The very best one, all right? This teaching of the wisdom of the greatest investors alone is already worth US $999, $999, all right? Now, many hedge funds want to get access to our data. Many family office, even sovereign wealth funds are using our data, right? The second one is the stocks AI premium data. We're going to show you the stocks as arranged by our robot, that these stocks has the highest probability of spiking up the next day. All right? Because every stocks is organized in a 4-step methodology, which we call FIAT, F-I-A-T. So we arrange them in a 4-step methodology so that you can know about the stocks intimately just by going through 4 steps. This is worth $300. Next, Daily Bread is the one that the robot alerted us about the game of Chevron. It was alerted by the Daily Bread. Very powerful. In fact, every day they will alert you on which are the stocks that you should look at. Next, we also have Resurrection. This one it's the best FDA announcement. We want to make money and we want to save lives at the same time. These are all about drug approvals, which drugs will have the highest chance of getting approved and so on. All right? I think, you kind of get a feel that, oh, teacher, I get you right now. Typically, you want to get into a particular stock before the stock price has spiked up. So if I get in early today, the next day the guys spike up, I make money. One day. That's it. You got it. Next triangulation. This is the most powerful of them all. We triangulate between 3 data points. Universe of funds, top 100, as well as the seasonality of the market at the point in time. All right? I'll be teaching you more in depth about this. And again, this is like crazy. We're going to look at stocks that have more than 10, 20, 30, 40 billion net purchase. This is like awesome. Next over here, we're also going to give you the race to 100%. This one will help you identify which stocks, especially which insider, typically when they invest, they are like a sniper, one shot, one kill. Their accuracy is like 100%. All right. These are the very, very rare insiders. In fact, sometimes I also feel like I think they are treading on a thin red line. Next, we also give you a recording of our Spiking Alpha conference, which worth $499. And you're going to learn what I taught in that class, as well as our e-learning courses worth $999. And you can watch all of our past videos and give yourself a head start. So if you put together all this 2 days program is worth $3,599. All right, $3,599. This is important. Now from the $3,599, I'm going to ask you a very, very simple question, and that is this. How can I help you to make $8,888? I always start off with this point of thinking. If I can help you make this pile of cash, and you do it on your own, and you build out your confidence, then jolly well, this is something that you're going to pursue for the rest of your life. So I always start off with this philosophy. How can I help you make money? And I want to quantify it. How can I help you make 8,888? Good, prosperous numbers. All right. So let's start off this with a first finishing line. And from there you cross. The next line will be 8888, 88,888. And keep increasing it. So over the years, I've helped students make $1 million profits, $100,000 profit, $50,000 profit is common, all right? But the journey starts with you. So if I can help you make this kind of money, now for today only, do you think this 2 days class is worth $2,999 as a program? Now, I'm not going to charge you $2,999, even though I know many people out there are charging exorbitant prices just on theories, concept, and strategies, but no proprietary data. Even if they do give you proprietary data, let me tell you, it's very basic data like market cap, price sales ratio, price earnings ratio. How can those metrics help you predict the spike tomorrow? No way they can do that. How about if the investment for you today is only $1,999? How many of you are ready to sign up? $1,999. Wave your hand. Say yes. And again, we are sensitive to your needs. It's because what we are truly looking at is, $1,999. Again, most of what you get are just very theoretical concepts out there in the marketplace, not practitioner concepts. You need practitioner teaching. How about if we say it's only worth $999, $999. And again, I'm putting out the different price ranges for you to see because I'm sure you guys are well familiar, or some of you are very new to this. All these prices, I strike them out. I don't care. What I do care about is you have the heart to learn. What I do care about is you dare to raise your ambition. That's what I care about. But unfortunately, truth be told, like over the last 20 years, there will always be some students who always look down on themselves and blame other people for whatever reasons. And they don't want to raise the bar, because the moment they raise the bar, they fail, they blame themselves. They don't want to get disappointed. So I'm doing a really very tough job right here, challenging you first to really think big. I've been there, done that. I don't have to waste your time. I got students who've been there, done that. Don't have to waste your time. But if I can inspire you with a little spark today, I've achieved what I want to do. That's the reason why all these numbers, 2999, 1999, or 999, doesn't matter to me. What matters most is you're willing to take the first step. So the first step, I also want to put it across to you clearly, this program is not going to be free. The moment it's free, the student is not committed. Just like today, we have like hundreds of registration, but the amount of people, the number of people who show up, who are committed to show up and stay true, you can see for yourself, right? Because it's free. They'll say, oh, I got a dinner appointment, I got last minute schedule clash, whatever reasons. And I'm thinking, oh, I thought you want to be a millionaire? So if you want to be a millionaire and you get so many excuses in front of you, quite tough, huh? I think it's really quite tough. But tonight, if you say, teacher, I'm committed, I truly want to work together with you, then I welcome you on board. But again, I stress, I only want to work with very, very committed students who are decisive. Because I'm going to take away all the risks that you ever have. I only encourage you to take the one step forward. And that is here. Only tonight, for the next 15 minutes, I'm offering you to take part in this 2 days class with me at $99 only today. Only for today, for the next 15 minutes. And how are you going to register for it? The clock starts now. Simply go to spiking.com/wisdom, or you can take out your mobile phone and scan on the QR code, and it'll take you to a page. The page you can read up more, but what I want to encourage you to quickly register for it before the 15 minutes is up, all right? And then we'll close off the registration page. So go to spiking.com/wisdom. And why we call it wisdom? Because it's really 2 days of wisdom. You will never see anything like this anywhere on earth. We are really known for the art of time squeeze, all right? So we are very, very proud of this heritage of spiking. So you got a website address, and I trust that you also have the QR code, and just make sure you are out there firing away, and here we go. I'm also going to do one thing which I think is important to you. I want to give you a 100% money back guarantee. I want to make sure the decision to join me on these 2 incredible days of learning is the most valuable experience for you and your next 3 generations. And I also know firsthand there's a bunch of shady trading courses out there that promise the world and fail miserably. These are the ones that run all kinds of gimmicky ads just to catch your attention. We don't do that. We just tell it to you as it is, take it or leave it. That's our style. But sometimes when I say take it or leave it, what I truly meant is this. Sometimes I come across students who go around so many places, and then they carry a luggage of disappointments, rejections, and failures. And with that, they are very, very, very difficult to start again. So I want to encourage you today, if I'm your first teacher investing, perfect. I pray hard I'm your first teacher. But if you have already learned from someone else and you're kind of feeling all kinds of regrets, but you come and learn from me, let me recalibrate you about the world of insider trading. All right? So over here, which is why if any point in time during day 1 that you feel this course isn't for you, even if you don't like my hairstyle or haircut, just let me know and I'll gladly refund everything you paid, 0 questions asked. That's how confident we are of our program. We don't like to waste time. All right? So you have absolutely zero risk. You have all the profit to gain from these 2 days of learning. And most importantly, you raise your bar of excellence. So I'll also be giving you some tips off from my book launch next year. But, in the class, I'll share with you more about my book launch. It's really documented, so many strategies inside there. And over here, I want to deal with some of the questions that you might have for me. And by the way, at this point in time, if you have any questions, I encourage you just send us a Zoom chat. Let us know what questions you have, what you like me to tackle, and let me begin right now. Number one, fear of losing money. This is a fair question, and typically when someone asks a question like this, means that you have lost money in the past, all right? I want to show you some crazy stuff here. This student made a pure profit of $1 million. $1 million, all right? And whatever money that you make, I don't take a single cent out of it. I only ask for one thing. I congratulations to your $1 million profits. And I always look for one thing in my students, the heart of gratitude. And this student wrote, thanks, I'm indebted to you as always. That's all I look out for. A simple thanks, right? And over here, this student also made like $116,000 profit, thanking me and the spiking team. And we have many, many examples like this, all right? Number two, fear of bad decisions. So bad decisions, this one, let me tell you why you have made bad decisions in the past and you're fearful of repeating those bad decisions. That's because you need to be part of a community. And again, not just any community. I want to stress this part. Not just any community. The community must be aligned in the same trading philosophy or investment philosophy. Very important. So much so, sometimes it's so painful for me as a teacher. I see students work so hard on trying to understand all the financial metrics, price sales ratio, debt equity ratio, price earnings ratio. And you can study all the financial metrics in fundamental analysis. Or you can study all the technical indicators in technical analysis. But guess what? All these don't help you predict the next spike tomorrow. They are lagging indicators. What truly predict the next spike tomorrow are insiders who have a whole arsenal of weapons to commit them to put in so much money. All right? So it's not just any community. The community must be aligned on this philosophy of investing. So this is where we help our community by doing live trading together. You can only learn by trading live with us. Number three, you are fearful of scam. And again, if you have this fear, means you got scammed before in the past. This is where the media also play a certain part. They do coverage of us over like so many years back in the past. But what really, heartens me is we are supported by the National Research Foundation under Singapore's Prime Minister's office. It's a very, very tough hurdle to cross. They check our business model, check our management team, check our technology, check the pain point that we are trying to solve, and they realize this is a worthy project for them to support us. And again, we are well covered, not just in local media, but global media. We are featured on Entrepreneur, on Forbes, and so on, all right? So you can see all this, we are very, very serious player. Next, fear of difficulties. Now, I also kind of very, very candidly share with you, the path to become the top 1% is not going to be a linear path. Life, there will be ups and downs on, for sure. So how do you overcome difficulties? You must have great teachers around you. Now, I'm surrounded by great teachers. Every one of them give me different insights. But the one that I want to give credit to is this guy here, right? This is the man that, pushed me to become a millionaire. In a way, pushed me. Because of him, I wrote down, I want to become a millionaire by the age of 30 years old. And I've been there, done that, all right? So, I just say it as it is, but the journey is not as simple as it is. But over the years, I distilled the learning from all these great teachers around me to perfect what I call the spiking method that can get you a head start tomorrow. So, these are some of the familiar faces that you see, but all of them know about my work. It's all about how to make like 500% profit in just one day. So over here, what if you wish you have guaranteed returns? All right, let me tell you what's a guaranteed return. It must be a blueprint. So what we have designed out here is a blueprint about insider trading. And then we kind of perfect the whole flow in what we call Wealth Trilogy 2.0. It's a very, very basic, yet at the same time, very advanced system. All right. So please make sure you understand this and help me out. All right. So over here, let me go on to the next point. Over here we go. Next question, lack of money. Lack of money, all right. If you feel you have lack of money, let me tell you what is the real lack that you have. What is the real lack that you have? It's never about lack of money. In fact, what are you talking about when you say lack of money? I mean, our price point is only like 99. I'm counting down like only left 5 more minutes. All right, only left 5 more minutes and we are done already. So please, very, very fast, go and register, all right? Very, very fast. What you are truly lacking of is the lack of ambition. Now, ambition is really difficult to teach. Some people over the years gave up on ambition because they failed so many times. They say, I don't dare to dream already, which is real. And the moment they stop dreaming, what they do is they destroy other people's dreams. How many of you find these familiar people who go around destroying other people's dream? You will find them one. They are the one always writing all the negative posts, always about scolding up other people, criticizing other people. These are the people who gave up already. Positive people don't do that. Positive people packed with ambition got no time to to engage in any art of negativity. They are always very, very positive. So I want to encourage you, as you take a look right now, take a real look at your ambition. What are the 4 words in your slogan of life? What have you written down just now? Or in fact, if you have not participated just now, that is the answer to you. You don't have the ambition to write it down. And sometimes I have to play the back actor as a teacher, and it might come across as very, very hard. Wow, this teacher very hard. Yes, it's hard. I don't want to paint you another picture. It is hard. When we talk about ambition, it is hard. It's a difficult topic because some people cannot put too much pressure on themselves. Then, so be it. But you say, teacher, I've got ambition, but I find that trading is risky. Now, what is really risky per se is this. In 2016, we picked up a very, very important award by the Singapore Infocom Technology Federation. We won a gold medal. Out of like 400 over startups, we competed. And you can see back then, I was in my mustache and beard. That was me. And I kind of made a promise to all my engineers that I shall not shave until the day we have a breakthrough in our product. Well, thank God we got a breakthrough, so I can shave already. So this award is to acknowledge the fact that we are solving a real pain in the market. The answer is called information asymmetry. Why the big guys know much more than the smaller guys. So did you not realize today what we have done? We are able to trade and invest alongside together with the big boys who put in $1 billion, $10 billion, $500 billion. We are trading along with them. We have closed the gap. And I believe that's the reason why the expert judges gave us the gold medal. And if you don't know how to start, very simple, if you do not know how to start, right now is your very, very last chance. Go very quickly to the QR code I showed you just now, and I'm kind of find where's my QR code again. I think it's gone already. We are left about 5 minutes. I'll take some time to answer some of your questions. And once the time is up, it's over. So go to spiking.com/wisdom, or you can take your camera to scan on the QR code, and you can register at this moment. All right. So I hope that's your last 5 minutes as a call to action. And only for today, you're going to get it at $99. Final question. Market is unpredictable. Okay. If you talk about market is unpredictable, let me give you, this is what our robot is showing us. Now on this particular day, the robot is showing us, have you ever seen a data like this? Where there's more money going to the stock, more people buying than selling, $34.5 billion. All right? This is like monster. I mean, I bet you guys never seen a data like this. How about $29.6 billion? I mean, right now, this look very alien to you. I don't want to complicate things for you. This is what a proprietary data supposed to be all about. It's supposed to show you all the money, not some hocus pocus data. It must be about money. That's the difference. All right? So I'm almost done on my presentation. And number 10 is the big surprise. The big surprise, I'm already preparing my community of students all the way to 2024. Not just 23, it must go all the way to 2024. So if you join this class, you will benefit from the sharing, and you have confidence to go through the ups and downs in the marketplace. For every crisis, there's an opportunity, and it depends on how you look at it. All right. So right now, I'm going to dedicate the rest of the time. Any questions that you have for me, you can fire off in the Zoom chat, and I'm most pleased to take on some of your questions. All right. So let me just turn my channel around. Okay. So very good. Can you please show the QR code again? Yes. Simply go to www.spiking.com/wisdom. All right. So very simple, just go to spiking.com/wisdom, and this is the place to go and see the website. Now, in fact, on this website, it has detailed every single thing I said here tonight, including the money back guarantee, including all the access to the courses that I'll be teaching you, including all the bonuses. Is all spelled out from the website. All right, why don't I show you the website right now? I'm not too sure, maybe some of you are not able to access your own computer at this moment. So here we go. I'm going to spiking.com/wisdom. This is the website. All right. So over here, as you scroll down, everything I'll be teaching you is shown right here. All right. What you're going to learn, what you're going to receive, and why it all integrates with the thinking of becoming a millionaire. I don't want to just, teach you something that's disconnected. It's all about thinking of a millionaire. And when you see a button like this, just click on it to go to the next page, all right? So everything, what is included, you will learn from the very best out there on planet Earth. The very best, not some bullshit guys out there, all right? This is the very, very best out there. And number one, right over here, the stocks trading premium data worth $3,000. Everything shown right up here. Number 2, raised to 100. Number 3, daily bread. Number 4, we have resurrection. Number 5, we have triangulation. Everything that we're going to give you is shown right up here. And these are my qualification that you can see. You can check me out, just to make sure that, I'm fully qualified to teach you. And of course, these are some of the testimonies from our very own students. Go and watch the video. And this is what I showed you just now. Everything right here, from very basic to advanced, in just 2 days. All right. So you just need to click on this button called register right now, and you go to the checkout page. and all the media coverage and so on and so on. All right. So I hope that answers the question. Next question. So I covered about what is included in the 99. Do I get access to Daily Bread? Yes. So to Daily Bread, we stated on the website, you're going to get access for 30 days. But remember this, the 30 days only start counting from the first 2 days when you attend the class. In fact, when you sign up right now, you can enter the system already. So that's why early bird always have more advantages than latecomers. All right. So once you sign up right now, you can go in and play with our software. There are video tutorials to guide you along. But when I meet you in January on a Monday and Tuesday, I'll go through the teaching, plus I'll do the live trading with you. So make sure you are ready to trade live with me, all right? So that's what I'm most passionate about, okay? So I hope that answers your question. And some of you just bought. Yeah, thank you. You have made a commitment to your ambition. That's very good. And what happens if I can't make it on 30th and 31st January after you sign up, all right? If you can't make it, then you reach out to our angels. Now, how can you reach out to our angels? Very simple. Go and scan this QR code. You can talk to our angels. All right. You can also visit this link, spi.ke/help. spi.ke/help, or you can just scan this QR code. And I have a team of angels that will help you on all your logistics, like, you know, you want to postpone the class, you have some questions, you want to access the software, whatever your FAQ, all right, you can reach out, WhatsApp them, and we have a team to guide you along, all right? So just take note of that. Okay, someone got excited already. Can I enjoy the 1 year subscription already, all right? So typically, I'm more like a step-to-step kind of teacher, right? I think what is important, you demonstrate to yourself in that 2 days class with me, you can make money. And I'm not the type that will rush you to like buy many things. We are not like that. You can ask any of our students. We are very chill one, all right? So take it easy. Come and learn that 2 days. Demonstrate to yourself you can make money, 5 to 100% profit return in 1 day. From that point onwards, you have 30 days to make all the money that you want to make. Then and only then you ask yourself, is this the journey of a lifetime you want to pursue? And then we got different ways to help you. Many of my students stuck with me like 5 years, 6 years, 3 years. Some of them stuck with me since pandemic until right now. They locked down with me with the lockdown. All right, because they enjoyed the trading so much. All right, so it's a gradual step. I don't have to rush you on, because this is a self-discovery process about yourself, about your ambition. Okay. Next question: what is the minimum capital to start with? So we have students starting off with different minimum capital. Some start off with 500, some start off with 800, some start with 1,000, start off with 2,000. Depends. Now, for me, when I first started, I started off with 10,000. Now, some of you may not have that kind of life savings. It's okay. You start out small, maybe $2,000. Then every month while you're working for someone else or doing your business, as you feel confident, you just top in more and more. That's exactly what I did when I first started. I first started funding 10,000. Then I make money from my business. I put in more and more money. Then I realized it became a routine. Every time I collect more and more money from my business, I put in more into my trading account. And over time, you'll do the same as well, right? So all these are fair logistics questions, but I think more importantly is you must have the desire to say, I want to make a change, to climb up the pyramid, all right? So again, ambition, so difficult to teach. Okay, for brokerage account, yes, our angels will help you. In fact, we also got some local partners to assist you, local brokerage house. For those of you in Singapore or Malaysia or Vietnam or Philippines, we have a local brokerage house that can give you the full support, all right? So don't worry about it. Once you sign up, we're going to give you all the brokerage house instruction, and then we're going to get their customer service to also guide you along. Okay, any other Last question, all right? Some of you want to do the checkout when you reach home or you're still outside. It's okay. Okay, I think I finished all of the rest already. And let me just sum up what we have covered tonight, all right? And then we can have a proper closure. So here we go. Oops. Today I share with you how to prosper for a lifetime. I really love this topic, how to prosper for a lifetime. What I found out over the last 22 years investing in the market is it has given me so much wisdom. So much wisdom that helped me in my business, and it will help you in your career, in your network, in your relationship, in many facets. Because the stock market is all about wisdom. Now, how do you define that? The place of concentration of wealth, I bet you all the best brains are out there. So when we start studying wealth and money, from the very best money managers on earth, you are extracting their wisdom. That's why we call it prosper for a lifetime. I hope today's class will inspire you, and it will definitely inspire you to make a change for the better for your career, for your business, for your family, and most importantly, for yourself. Thank you very much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you again during the 2 days live class. Thank you, and may God bless you. Good night, everybody.